Queens of Commandos, Episode 1, titled The Collywobbles. And of course, this is not the beginning, not just the beginning of Queens of Commandos, but the start of the DCU, the DC Universe, the brand new DC Cinematic Universe that's going to cross over film, television, live action, animation, and gaming. So, this is, at this point, just a concept. Before today, it was just a concept. Like, yeah, Queens of Commandos, yeah, Superman movie, yeah, Supergirl and Lanterns, and Women's About Brain the Bold, and all that kind of stuff. And all these other films. But now we're here. Here's the first thing. Under DC Studios. I mean, technically, we got, Penguins under DC Studios, the Christopher Reeve documentary, which, by the way, if you haven't seen Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, watch it. It's amazing. But anyway, that's under DC Studios, but this is now them going full force. This is them pedal to the metal. And in a way, this is a prelude. Like, Superman's going to be the full introduction to this universe. But it's officially here. The DC universe is here. And I won't lie. Every time that the co-CEOs, the CEOs of DC Studios talk, mainly James Gunn. If you don't know who he is, he directed all the Guardians of the Galaxy films, Volume 1, 2, and 3, and the Holiday Special, the last Suicide Squad movie, and Peacemaker Season 1. He's one of the CEOs. Talks about their approach to it. They, mentions it's all about the SWIP. They're not going to be green-lighting anything until they are happy with the SWIP. Which, me as a aspiring screenwriter, I say thank fuck. And me as a big DC fan, because here's the thing, when it comes to the comic book stuff, I prefer more DC stuff than Marvel. So, for me, I'm like, how the fuck are you like? There's no more going to be this whole thing of like, yeah, let's make a Batgirl movie, but the SWIP might need some work. Yeah, who cares? Just... But to the point that the new regime sees the movie and cancel it and makes it a tax write-off just because the movie turns out to be the biggest pile of shit ever. Apparently, it was like Metal Web level quality. So that stuff ain't happening. It's basically, you ain't on the page, you ain't on the stage. If they're not happy with the SWIP, they are not going to greenlight it. I fucking love that. I love that approach. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So the question is, after all that setup, how is this episode? This episode is really well put together. I mean, the concept of this episode, this is all kind of stuff, really. Like, there's an action sequence in this episode, but the action sequence feels a more sense of misunderstanding, assumptions. It feels a sense of character in here. Because, like, look, maybe the first few minutes, I was like, okay, it feels a little bit too rushed. Maybe this episode may breathe a little bit when introducing these characters. But when the mission starts, when it's after the title card, I'm like, shit. This is really good. This is all about characters. It's not about like, let's blow shit up, because that's probably what the temptation is for our first episode. Show what these characters can do, because you got an emotional arc dealing with Rick Flag Sr. about him. Essentially, he's older. He's probably at least in his 50s or 60s. He's at least in his 50s, and he is kind of reflecting on his life. He's reflecting about joining the military and how his son joined the military. Now his son's dead, and he's reflecting his whole life. And even this little moments, like this character who's literally a fish, and she needs to wear like a fish bowl to breathe, to have water flow in, so she can breathe in water. Just waves like a child, and the mum's like, stay away from her. So you could sense that sense of little moments in there that tells a lot of the emotion of the character. Like, she's just a friendly person. She's probably the only non-messed up character in this entire show, probably. And you can sense she feels alone. Definitely when she's in her bed, which is clearly a bathtub, but she's in a bed. And she's just the animation expression of loneliness, how she feels alone. This sweet, I'll say, this sweet person who can't get any connection because she feels alone. I love it. Now, of course, because of Jason, you got all the craziness of it. Like, you know, this episode is about saving the princess, right? It's all the mission is saving the princess. Cersei, the big Wonder Woman villain, is there to terrorize everything, right? So it's all about saving this princess, and this princess is woo. At the beginning, I thought like, oh, she's like Princess Peach and all kind of stuff. No, it's like Princess Peach in the sex route. She is like horny as a fucking like. Even Wick is like, whoa, okay, geez, you're forward. I don't mind a little bit forward in this, but geez, you're a little bit too forward, are you, girl? And now she can sense like he's feeling a sense of like we need to keep things professional. So you got a little bit of humor there. Of course, there's craziness with Weasel. You got some humor with G.I. Robot, who is a robot who clearly got created during World War II, and who true design is to kill Nazis, and Nazis is his main focus. Killing Nazis is his main focus. So he's kind of like a crack at it a little bit. He's like, when do I kill Nazis? 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 When? And yeah, he starts listing off all the times he killed Nazis during World War II. So it's kind of a funny thing that goes on. So there's a sense of humor there as well. The opening scene, because of Cersei, it equals the introduction of people knowing that the Amazons are real. And I'm thinking, this is so real. This would so happen if the world found out there was an island that were singly women. That were only women. Let's be honest, that would fucking happen. Where people would be like, where's, they're being misogynistic. Hey feminists, why are you being so woke, you Amazons? And I'm like, oh my god. Like, why are the women, why are the women waterfalls more bigger than the men waterfalls? I couldn't help but go, fuck off. I'm like, this is so true. This would so happen. It wouldn't be like, holy shit, Greek authority might be real. It is, holy shit, there's dumb people on the internet crying woke and its political correctness, even though it's been around, Amazon has been around since, I don't know, what do you say, 14th century? 13th century? Is that the legend of the Amazons? But this episode, I quite like. The voice acting is pretty spot on. Clearly, this episode, next episode, episode 2, which I haven't watched at this point, is hinting a wide storyline. Which sounds like it's going to be like your typical version of the Bio Frankenstein and all that. But anyway, and the words of, Frankenstein being a stalker, I always feel that sense that he is. Anyway, if you've seen the episode, comment below, let me know your thoughts.